Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is a video segment from the Common Sense Show with Dave Hodges, and it says America is being told that your reign as a global power is over, which is true. Okay, and everything that's happening in the world as it relates to biblical prophecy, it all points toward the downfall of bad Uncle Esau. And you know what? Before I start this video, I think it's in Isaiah 14 and 12. And it says, How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right. We're coming into a time that the great whore, the beast, Babylon the snake, aka America, and its dominance has come to an end. It's divided in every single way, shape, or fashion. And as the scripture says, okay, if Satan be divided against Satan, or if a house be divided against itself, how can it stand? You have a situation where the economy is in the dirt. Inflation is at an all-time high. This whole country is in an everything bubble. Then you got the vid code 91. And you have racial tensions at an all-time high. Everything has been brought to we can't forget to mention, and though this is not everything, this is a very critical point. We can't forget to mention that everybody is softer than a box of Charmin, okay? And that everybody is promoting the pink elephant lifestyle. So all these elements are or have been elements that are detrimental to the supremacy of America. Because at one time, America was the nation to be feared. And you have two great examples that talk about that. Thinking, should I get the one in Daniel or should I get the one in First Maccabees about? I'm gonna get the one with Alexander the Snake, okay? Because that's the better one, because that's when these devils came to power, okay? First Maccabees 1 and First Maccabees 1 and 1. We'll start from the top. And it says, And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, it's talking about Alexander the Great, and it says, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. Now, as the scripture says, there's nothing new underneath the sun. So you have the same thing going on today as you had back then. All right. And America was at its supremacy once again after World War II. Or should I say how should I say, not America when it was at its supremacy. because that means it was existing before. But how should I put this? How should I put this? After World War II, when those nuclear bombs were dropped, the world stood in fear of America. That's probably a better way of saying it. Okay. The same way the world stood in fear of Alexander the Great back then. But now we're coming into a point where that power has dwindled away for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to let this play and then we'll get some more scripture.
Well, U.S. is being told your hegemony is over.
That's true.
Your reign as the global dominant country on the planet is through. It's done. It's finito. It's over. It is. Now, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. We're interested in having the fairest army in the world, not the toughest. There's not much we can probably do. China is bragging, and they said, hey, you know what? Your days are over, America. We're passing you up. And the Chinese are claiming they actually escorted and forced a Navy ship out of the South China Sea. First of all, China.
And that's true. Okay. America's time is over. And when you go to the book of Job, I'm trying to remember, was that in Job 12 or 19? Where it says he appointed the bounds in which he cannot pass. Or is that in the book of Psalms? No, it's in Job. Job 14 and 5. It says, seeing his days are determined. Okay, the reign of bad Uncle Esau. It says the number of his months are with thee. That meaning the Lord knows when each nation is going to rise and when each nation is going to fall. And it says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And this is the bounds that America cannot pass. The time for its rulership is over. And he made mention of China, saying and boasting of the fact that America's time is over. And it's true. The time of this place is over. We are watching the end of the most horrific, vile, abominable reign in the history of humankind. Call a lawyer, how about Shem Yahushai? This place has been a primary, no, this place has been a huge vexation to the people of Israel. And now the days of its, I guess they call it hegemony, is coming into an end. Okay? What was that in what it says, how thou become as weak as we are? Let's see. Isaiah 14 and 5. And it says, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked. All right, and that's talking about bad Uncle Esau, the so-called white man. And his staff is his strength. Okay, and the Lord has broken that. How? By this truth. And it says, and the scepter of the rulers, and you other nations as well. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Because ever since this devil's come into power, he's done nothing, as the scripture says, but to steal and to kill and to destroy, being like a lion seeking whom he may devour. This devil, since he's got into a power, has applied pressure continuously without a break, without relief, constant pressure. And it says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. As the scripture said, his anger did tear perpetually. This guy is so angry that he's not chosen, that he said that if I can't have the world, nobody can. Even if it means the destruction of the earth and even his own people and himself, if it comes to it. And for this cause, the Lord has brought this devil down. And it says, go skip to verse 9. Actually, I'm going to skip to verse 10. It says, all they shall speak. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, China, Russia, art thou also become as weak as we? Meaning that now, oh, you're weak now? I remember we used to be in that position. Even you got the little nations talking about, oh, you falling from power. Oh, you got the brother in the Philippines, Duarte. All right, you got countries in the Arab world saying, but big tough guy. Now you're not so tough anymore. Okay? That's how these nations are saying you're as weak as we. Is that, art thou become like unto us? It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, that pride. Why? Because they are no longer being recognized as the big brother or the superpower of the world. America is known for being despised and soft, full of fat, lazy, ignorant people. All right, a name that once struck fear and respect in the hearts of many around the world is now seen as the laughing stock. And it says, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right. Your time of violence, death, and just completely vile abominations is over. And eventually, the ultimate destruction is going to come via the ICBM nuclear missiles and the chariots. And when that day comes, America will truly be done. As said in Revelation, the what's that, 14 or 15? 18. No, it's 14. Revelation 14 and 8. You see, this is when America is truly going to be done. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. That's when this place is truly going to be finished. And see, it's not going to be no China coming into power or Russia coming into power or any other nation coming into the power. The only nation that got next is the Israelites. And when we get back on top, that's it. we're going to be on top. As my man said on the Sandlot, forever. Forever. So I hope you all were edified. Until next time, we're going to say shalom.